got your oddballs, I guess, who are on alternate agendas. And even like for me, with my riders, they can't book a ride unless they can afford it, right?
Yeah.
So, whereas those who are sort of right on the front end of the challenging aspects of society, the parts that none of us want to deal with, but that's the day in, day out, that can, I'm sure, wear down on them too, right? And so I can understand how for some it's just like disillusioning, the forecast that they have of humanity.
Yeah, when all you deal with all day is people causing nothing but problems, you're gonna just kind of have that extra layer of everybody's here to cause me a problem.
Especially in the way you're putting it when you're saying like those who want to make their presence known for the wrong reason are really enthusiastic about making that felt, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and I mean, and I feel bad some days because I know you're not really mad at me. You're not mad that this DVD is $5 more than you thought it would be. Something's clearly going on in your world. I just don't feel like I'm the one who it should be taken out on, you know? But I sympathize with them. I understand it. But yeah, they do like to make an impact. That's for sure.
And it's not like we're given a detailed script or even training in life in general to deal with that element.
Right.
That requires communication, right? Communication. Yeah. What's your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
Normally I just kind of go home and plop on my butt and listen to some music and wait for the day to be over so I can do it all over again tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are your shifts demanding? As far as like your consistency of days on versus off?
I'm manager, so I get to make the schedule. So
Nice.
as far as days themselves go, that's pretty fine. It's right now, since we reopened this time last year, other than Fridays and Saturdays, it's all solo shifts. So it's just me there for 9 hours by myself. I have to close the store if I want to go on my lunch break or to the bathroom or anything like that. Like it's just, right now it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because of the situation that we're in, but normally it's fine.
Okay.
Normally it's fairly straightforward work.
Yeah.
I mean, I thrive when it's busier because I'm just going nonstop and going and going and going and going, and it doesn't give me time to kind of be like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted. So it's fine. But
until the end of it.
Right, exactly, yeah. And that's when the plopping happens. It's time to just relax at home.
Yep.
And yourself? You do a lot of other activities?
Besides Ubering? You know, when I'm not Ubering, this is my full-time job. But when I'm not doing this, I spend a lot of time not curating, but creating content.
Okay.
On my social platforms, which is, it's turned to a labor of love. It's like, oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here that I'm trying to keep up with, and so that definitely takes a chunk of change in my time and attention, but it's the kind where I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the engagement of those who consume my content, and so it's increased my involvement to a level I didn't quite expect when I first started.
What kind of content do you do?
I do a lot of content around my job as an Uber driver. I love sharing a lot of my experiences. So the conversations I have, the reflections I have on some of those interactions, and I think the very heart of why I do what I do is more so to encourage and inspire others in what could be and connecting with others, which isn't something that everyone is gifted at maybe, and so when they see my content, it inspires and encourages them along those lines to say, hey, maybe this is possible. And so I like providing models of what it could look like, talking about it, celebrating it, and encouraging others towards it.
By example, kind of.
Exactly. I find that's compelling. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Thank you. one sense, it's like my job as a driver with Uber is my excuse to connect with people. That's ridiculous.
Right. Well, yeah, you get to meet several different types of personalities every day, right?
Unexpectedly along the way, it's all organic.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the challenge, you know. And I think this is like, I think it's like a superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like being able to share it with others and saying, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible to like experience this. And I think my followers who consume my content like it because on the one hand it does encourage them, but on the second hand it also, I guess it also, the aim is to help them understand it's within your reach too. And so what could that
Yeah.
look like for you? Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
I like that.
Thank you.
Sounds like a lot more positive content than a lot of what's out there.
It definitely is.
Yes.
It's intentionally so.
Need more positivity like that in the world.
Interesting how that works, because you were just saying that there's a lot more kind people than not. All
There
of those
is.
that aren't as kind are more loud or vocal, and their influence is felt a lot more.
There is, well, see, and I absolutely believe that, but even the good people aren't necessarily positive people. They're just not rude or belligerent or anything like that.
I see.
But that there's nothing wrong with a billion things a day just to make you smile. That little bit of extra smile, that extra positivity in the world, right?
Right.
Yeah. I actually shortly, probably in November or so, I got a T-shirt for a movie called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I love that one.
So good.
Yeah.
It just says "Be excellent to each other." And I was on my lunch break walking through the mall, and this little old lady, she comes up, she stops me, and I was scared because I was just like, "Oh my God, did I just like cut in front of you?" Because
Yeah.
I'm so new when I'm
Yeah.
walking through the mall. She's like, "I just want to say thank you for your shirt. That's beautiful, and I'd hug you if I could." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I'm
Ama-
suddenly so glad I bought this shirt. This is now my new favorite piece of clothing."
That's amazing.
Right? Like just that little thing, I made her day, and
Yeah.
her telling me that made my day. It's a happy circle.
Totally so. Totally so. And the funny thing is, I guess this is my normal means of connecting with people,
Yeah.
but it just turns out that my normal is other people's like, holy crap, this is noteworthy. And it's along those lines, the unexpected, that you're like, oh, I didn't realize the significance of what I was sharing or contributing that impacts to such a level that others are responding to it, right?
Yeah.
So
So, and it's a good feeling too, right?
It is. It is, yeah.
Good internal feeling.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've often wondered about Venus is how right now we're all kind of reveling in this newfound freedom to re-engage with the world and with each other.
Speed
But
limit
how
is
long
50
before
kilometers per hour.
we forget and then sort of take it for granted and go back to what once was, right?
Yeah.
And it seems to me like when I was thinking about it that we're wired to forget things. It's easy to forget things. It takes a lot of hard work to actually intentionally take a track that keeps us in remembering mode, right?
Yeah.
So along those lines, the intentionality that's necessary for remembering is also, I guess it's also that same intentionality that I want to encourage in reference to the way we see the people around us and consider the opportunities that are always there to do something on purpose for the right reason. Like that old lady, I mean, like she could have just saw it and said, that's nice, but moved on. But there was intention when she stopped you, interrupted your train of thought,
Yeah.
communicated to you saying, actually, this is what my purpose is. And then it left you with a certain feeling, right? There's a lot of intention behind that, and if we were to practice more intention that way, looking for those opportunities, not only to like serve ourselves well, but also those around us,
Yeah.
that would be a swell shift.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think there's definitely, well, like you said, we've learned a lot this last little while about how to communicate with each other and changing the way we communicate. Zoom and everything like that has exploded how we know to communicate with each other. And I really hope that it all sticks. The goods, because there's called it a day.
And that's with C or K?
C.
K, or so C-A-V?
E-E-N-A.
Okay, Kavina. The simpler version. I was gonna go into some like really intricate.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, it was. Both my parents are hippies, which
Yeah.
also explains it a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so so Kavina is a made-up name
Yes.
that you were assigned, and Venus is the one that you have sort of gone by way of being referenced.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
And it's like both sides kind of having their parts in that too, right?
right. Yeah. No, absolutely. That's the other fun part. And I mean, at work I go by Kavina and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
all my friends and family call me Venus, so
Venus.
that's what I go by most of the time. If it's
Nice.
not